Hello everybody, welcome to a brand new survival game news roundup. This week covering February 14th to February 20th, 2025. We had a few titles to talk about today, some very exciting reveals. So let's just get right into it. So the first is Viking Dynasty on February 14th, Valentine's Day. They hosted kind of like a Q&A with questions they got from gamers, kind of going over some of the more popular questions that they received. One of those being is that what I guess quite a few people are a little confused on it, I guess, because they asked if Vikings Dynasty is DLC for Medieval Dynasty, and no, that's not the case. The devs do see it as kind of like a spiritual successor, but it definitely has a focus on a Norse setting. Completely new character, obviously, and the team behind it isn't even the same ones who made Medieval Dynasty. It's just the same publisher, so it's not like a DLC or anything. It's its own game. So if you were curious about that, there you go. Another kind of common question they got was about ships and how functional they are, and if you can decorate them, because obviously Viking ships, right? They go hand in hand. They did have some good news for players there. They said that you can build your own ships. You can sail with them across like the archipelago, exploring the seas. You can also decorate them. So you'll be able to kind of customize your ship, make it entirely your own. And they also said that they are bringing character customization. So you can have, your own kind of Viking, however you want to make them. They have a little glimpse of the character creation menu, and while it's not like extensive, it definitely gives plenty of a good deal of, I would say, of options for you. And obviously, one of the more common questions is if they are planning to release the game in early access first, which they are. So they plan to. And the key word here is they plan to have the game in early access for about a year before the 1.0 release. Obviously, certain things might delay that further, make it shorter. We'll have to see, but that's kind of like their idea is to keep it in early access for a year before feeling confident enough to turn to like their full release of the game. So that's kind of like the general direction and some of the main features that we can expect from this game that the devs just wanted to share with us. For Sengoku Dynasty, also on February 14th, they released their 1.0.2 update, which brought quite a few changes to the game. Obviously, they focused a little bit on performance. They optimized systems across the whole game, which included farming and environmental audio, NPC animations, AI, a bunch of other stuff. And they were hoping that obviously the gameplay is smoother, and they're going to continue to obviously work on that. And they just wanted players to let them know if they are still experiencing some really bad performance for their game and all that. They've also worked on ranged AI attacks. That's a thing now. Combat's a little bit more challenging now. Enemies can attack you with bows from a distance, and they will switch to melee weapons when they are engaged up close. So you might have to adjust your strategies because they're ranged now, so be careful. They also kind of, on their end, they did some restructuring and renaming of certain things. So obviously, they said that all structures are pretty crucial to your village's production and dynasty management, and they basically made that now enumerated. So you can also give each building a distinct name. So you just do that by looking at the foundation, I guess, and something should pop up and allow you to give them a name. And so, you can do it with houses and workplaces and beds. So you can navigate all that a little bit easier, which is helpful, especially in late game if you have several, several villages out there and you can't really quite see what is going on with what. I know for me, looking at all those icons, it's kind of hard to tell what's what. So being able to name them, that's pretty nice. They've also added a knowledge tab, so that has helpful tutorial entries, tips, warning explanations, which you can just easily access with the knowledge tab. And they plan on expanding further knowledge on that, further tutorials and such in the future updates. So there's that. They also have a auto run now for those who, which is nice because I do a lot of running in that game. So to activate auto run, you got to hit the numlock key. Or RS plus LS if you're using a gamepad, and that'll allow you to auto run. You can also now repair tools and weapons, so when the durability runs out for your, more advanced tools and weapons, they will break instead of just, like, completely destroying. So you can then repair those broken items, and you do that at these brand new kind of repair stations for a fraction of the cost of a new item, so you're not expending as much resources to repair them, which is definitely nice. So they did that, and they brought in, like, a bunch of other, like, little fixes and stuff, including a masterwork katana model and item now. So there you have that. If you want to use a katana, there you go. You get monk XP rewards for selling goods to traders. There's some new fishing animations in the fisherman's hut, so kind of stuff like that, basically. And that's great. So that is all that for Sengoku Dynasty. Now, RailGods of Hysterra is kind of like a newish, announced, I would say, survival game. The developers are the Troglodytes Games. I hope I said that right. And the publisher is Digital Vortex Entertainment. On February 15th, they announced that they hit 50,000 wish lists, so quite a few people looking at this game. So what is RailGods of Hysterra? Well, the kind of like I guess the world that we're going to be thrown into. It's a world that has been devastated by the arrival of the great old ones, cosmic beings of unimaginable power, and we as dreamers awake from the dreamlands, and we find ourselves bound to a rail god, which is kind of like a train that's been possessed or is, who knows when it comes to these guys, by some sort of Cthulhu-esque creature, Cthulhu-esque god. So we have to survive while, adhering to his demands, this god that we serve. We'll shuttle between the last outposts while exploring gloomy, mysterious landscapes haunted by sinister cultists and nightmarish creatures, inspired by Lovecraft's narrative universe. So if you're a big fan of that, you might want to keep an eye out on this game. So basically, kind of like the main features of this game, we command the RailGod. So more than just a vehicle, the RailGod is your mobile fortress. Customize it with carriages, workbenches, and upgrades to fit your survival strategy. There is a dynamic survival kind of gameplay. We're going to have to gather resources, craft weapons, and wield dark magic while braving unpredictable weather and unique enemies. There's also ritual sacrifices, That's a thing that we do in survival games, for sure. We have to capture and sacrifice creatures to fuel our RailGod, unlocking dark gifts and new abilities as you push forward. So expect a dark game, basically. And we can explore an ever-changing world. Each location offers fresh challenges, atmospheric designs, and encounters that will test our wits and our resilience. And obviously, we'll also be able to play co-op or solo. And if you do want to play co-op, you can play with up to 4 friends. So that's kind of like that. And like I said, they reached 500, or let's take a 0 off that, 50,000 wish lists. So if you are, if that's something that's kind of like intriguing, maybe you'll add it to your wish list as well. Nightingale, just today, at the time of recording anyway, February 20th, had their anniversary updates, and as always, they brought quite a few things to the game. One of the main big guys, I guess, is their dyes and customization ability here, our new kind of station to do so. So I guess this is one of their most anticipated features, and it's finally now released. Dyes and customization. It's a functionality to this new station called the Glamour Station. We now have the ability to change the materials and colors of your clothing, gear, and weapons. So basically, you have to unlock that station. As soon as you do, you can then start customizing to your heart's content. So we'll probably be making a guide on this, but just as an overview, how this all works. Basically, when you acquire an item with a specific characteristic that impacts its appearance, that characteristic is basically permanently unlocked at the Glamour Station. So, for example, if you obtain an item with the gold characteristic, you'll be able to apply gold to metals in the dye system from that point forward. So you kind of have to keep an eye on those characteristics. Now, the system does not work retroactively, so you'll need to obtain new items or pick up items that you already have with desired characteristics to unlock their appearances. So for endgame players who'd rather not chase down every material, there are bundles of appearances that are available at the clothing vendor in the watch location. Now, this anniversary update also released new tile sets, outfits, and furniture. The tile set being basically kind of like Western themed, like frontier themed. So you've got the frontier tile set, which is a rugged new aesthetic for those seeking a bold frontier style. You know, Old West fans out there. With that comes with the Wrangler outfit, which is a stylish new look, obviously, and then some new furniture sets also just to complement the kind of Western aesthetic there, in case you want it. And that's specifically kind of, it's more pieces for like the crude and Tudor tile sets for those as well. So that's pretty fun. And then aside from that, they also introduced the NPC card game, which, and this was all kind of talked about during one of their Dev Bite sessions. They talked about how there was a group of developers who had this like little passion project they wanted to do, which was like this sort of like little mini card game that you can play with your survivors, and you can bet and win essence through it. So it's kind of a way to earn just a little extra essence here and there. Just have like a fun little matching card game with your survivors just to pass time or have a little bit of fun. So that was kind of like a little passion project that some of the developers did in their spare time, and that is now part of the game. So have fun with that, I guess. And at the end of their little Dev Bite session, they mentioned their next big update that's coming, the next big thing. And that is something that a lot of people have been really excited for, and that is the ability to enter Nightingale City. And they're very much described it as kind of the end game, if you will. And they're really excited about it, and they said it's coming sooner than most people expect. So whenever they bring that to us, you know, Nightingale City will be taking a look at it for the first time. Dune Awakening also had some major news today, February 20th. They revealed their release date as well as the price and a few other things too. So, first of all, this is pretty exciting. Dune Awakening officially announced to release on May 20th, barring any delays, of course. So we have May 20th, we'll be able to play the game. Now, the base game is priced at $49.99, £49.99 as well, with pre-order starting soon. Players who do choose to pre-order Dune Awakening will also receive the Terrarium of Muad'Dib, I'm sure I'm saying that wrong, a detailed in-base decoration which houses our favorite, obviously, Desert Mouse as he goes about his life. So that you can have that little extra there. You can also begin your journey right now with the game by downloading the full character creator and benchmark mode. So right now you can just go ahead and design your character as, you know, your appearance. You can select your home planet, your cast, your mentor, and when the game launches, you can import your character into the game and literally just hit the ground running, like you're ready to go. Or you can just have fun in the character creator, make a bunch of characters, whatever you want to do, you can do it right now. It's like right now, you can do it, which is awesome. Now, aside from that, if you're like me and your PC is like getting a little old, right? They also have benchmark mode, so you can launch the benchmark sequence to test your PC performance and adjust your graphic settings to find, obviously, what works best for you. There's a fly-through sequence that takes you from a player-built base to the desert, in the desert to Harko Village, the brooding, bustling Harkonnen player hub, and then finally concluding with a close encounter with a colossal sandworm. So you can kind of get a little test on how your PC is doing through all of that. And that's kind of it. So really exciting stuff that you can kind of just get your hands on right now and go have some fun. They do encourage you to share pictures of your character on, you know, various social media platforms. Just make sure you use the hashtag Dune Awakening. So if you do, let me know in the comments too, because I would love to see what people are making out there. Really exciting. Finally, we have Nested Lands, which is a relatively new survival game, at least to me, to my notice. On February 20th, they released a little announcement that their alpha testing has begun. Now, the developer for this game is 1M Bits Horde, and the publisher is Meta Publishing. I don't know if that's the same as like the Meta. But that's that. But the alpha has kicked off today. Today, again, time of recording today. So you can join for free on Steam and start exploring the plagued lands of Neurovalir. We'll say that's how you say that. Right now, you do have to obviously check out some of their instructions for their alpha and how to get started, you know, playing it and all that. And they also obviously encourage you to to play it, to kind of get a feel for it. And if you have any bug reports or even just general thoughts, let them know on their Discord channel. So if you have been kind of curious about this game, what it has to offer, feel free to do that. I'll probably be doing a little demo myself of that, a little first look, which will probably be for my subscribers. So if you haven't subscribed yet, good time to do so if you want to get a little look at Nested Lands. But other than that, that's basically our survival game news roundup for this week. Let me know what's got you the most excited. I'm definitely looking at Nested Lands. I'm definitely looking at Dune Awakening. A lot of exciting things there. Big congrats to Nightingale for that anniversary as well. There was definitely some rough spots for that game, but they're definitely they're cooking. They're starting to cook. So, but let me know in the comments. Otherwise, I'll see you guys next week for another roundup. Until then, keep surviving and keep thriving.